So one of the major questions I've been asked as somebody who has been in real estate is what location should I invest in Abuja? And this question is so frequent, and as a result of that frequency, it makes it so important to know the kind of locations you could actually invest in. And then there are some metrics you should actually look at. I talk about metrics a whole lot. But Abuja is interesting because it has divided locations into different phases. There are different phases of the Abuja's master plan, ranging from phase 1 to phase 5. And this gives you a level of idea of where you should be putting your money next. Not only that, the infrastructure that are happening in certain locations in terms of important landmarks that probably the government or private individuals are building around the axis, and also road infrastructure, because that's very important for any real estate investment anywhere in the world. And this is very interesting when it comes to Abuja. Abuja is currently governed by an FCT minister that is very intentional about infrastructure. In fact, he has spent over ₦1 trillion on capital projects in the FCT, and of course, billions when it comes to road infrastructure. These are all important metrics for real estate investment in Abuja. And so when you look at the top locations that are being talked about in Abuja, you get to see the likes of Apo, you get to see the likes of Karsana, you get to see the likes of Airport Road, properties around Airport Road, in Lugbe, in Kyami, and all of that. And you also hear of Idu too. In fact, that's where I'm currently at. So we have all of those locations in abundance in Abuja. These are some really talked about locations. Apo is important because it has been subdivided into different districts. I made a video about it last time, where we have districts ranging from Apo Duse, Apo Wasa, Apo Waru, Apo Bude, Apo Buru, Apo Saraji, Apo Wumba, Kabusa, all of that, and even neighboring districts like Pafum, Mamusa, Jaite, and all of those things. That's why Apo is very intriguing as a location in itself. The likes of Karsana, the renewed hope, the 31 billion naira road infrastructure that Wike commissioned about a month ago, and all of that. These are all the metrics I actually talk about when we look at the likes of Idu, the Idu train station, and all of that. Life come to the fact Day is now becoming really popular these days because of the commissioning of the road that connects you from Life Camp to Day International Market. That's actually very important. From Life Camp connects you to Gwagwa, Karmos, Saburi, and all of that. And so other districts along these areas are also benefiting from the road that connects from Life Camp to Day International Market, to be very specific. And so the question of what location should I invest in, these are the kind of metrics you're supposed to look out for. And so it's possible you're hearing about locations at the moment. It's possible, you're hearing about Apo Wasa, for instance, because of the fact that Apo Mechanic is going to be moved to Apo Wasa, and also because of the 10-lane dual carriageway that connects Wasa to Apo. These are kind of the metrics that we talk about. Investing in these other locations too, a lot has to play in your budget, in the amount of money you're willing to spend on it. And there's something most people don't talk about, the kind of projects you're investing in. And so you can see a project for around 5-10 million naira, and then another project ranging from 15-20 million naira. There are reasons for that. The kind of project, the level of infrastructure that is going to be done in that project, also documentations. A CFO in a particular project is going to be different from a project that has an RFO. And so it's more likely that a project that has a CFO is more expensive than a project that has an RFO. These are the kind of metrics that I always talk about and that you should look into. But for example, a project that has a volleyball court, a football court, a long tennis court, and all of that, and probably has a golf court too, and probably even a mini resort and all of that, would significantly affect the price of that project compared to a project that is just basically a residential apartment with houses, roads, and all of that, drainages, and all of that. So these are the kind of requirements, these are the kind of metrics that I always talk about. So when next you're asking about the right locations to invest in, do well to consider the Abuja's master plan, the right phases, the level of development, the level of government interest in that particular project, and all of that. These are all the metrics I always talk about in my videos, and these are the kind of questions people should be asking. I look forward to having that conversation with you, which is why I always employ each and every one of you to do well to reach out to the number showing you on your screen and making sure we have that conversation. It's important we do, and I'm really looking forward to having that conversation with you. My name is Areboluwatife, the CEO of Abuja Real Estate, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.